Hello, everyone. This is Robert, RJL Network, of course. Good to see you guys out there. I'm gonna do a quick unboxing of a couple of things I just got today that I actually kind of ordered on the fly. I did not intend to get these because I actually already have copies of them, but they did update them a little bit, so I figured I had to get the new copies that was released. So they went ahead. It's a board game. It's an old board game. It's been around for quite a while. I would say maybe for almost 40 years. It's a war game, but and it's been out for a long time. But it was just re-released this year, and I thought I'd go ahead and just share a little bit of the unboxing here for these two that I received today. So here's there's the first box, and I'll open them up, and you can take a look and see what's going on. Oh, I would like to mention my original Facebook account has been restored. And no, they did not give me a reason why they did that either. They just said that when they went ahead and I told them everything and said, well, you guys went ahead and bombed my Facebook account for some odd reason. You didn't tell me the reason. Well, obviously I sent them an email. And they restored my Facebook account a couple of days ago. So my original Facebook account is back online. Of course, I have the new one. I'm going to keep that as a spare just in case, which means I'll be allowed to repost my stuff from Inside Pitch and whatever I do. Good to see you, Jeremy, Steeler fan, and Philip Reynolds. So my original Facebook account has been reactivated. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Okay. I like how they ship this. All right. Now, for those of you who know about the game, it's been out for quite a while. As I said, I already have copies of this one, but they said they upgrade. They said it was reprinted this year in 2023 by a new game company. It's a war game. It's an old war game. Before I show it, does anybody have any idea which war game it could be? I know I got 7 people right now watching, so I'm just wondering. Neither. I'm just doing a quick stream because the Dolphins are playing tonight. Wow. After further review, holy cow, Steve Tower. Yep. Now, so we have Pacific, the 1940 version, which is really the 1940 global. And winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yes, indeed. And of course, we have Pacific, and of course, Europe. You really can't play one of these without the other if you get the second edition of 1940. And when you combine these two, it's the granddaddy of all. Now, I already have these two games. I have 2 copies of each one of these games. I have 2 copies of Axis and Allies Pacific 1940 and Europe 1940. I have 2 copies of these. So why did I buy a third? Because these are the new versions from Renegade Game Studios. These are the new additions from Renegade Game Studios. These are the new editions. These are reprints, 2023 reprints. They also did reprint 1941 and 1942. I do not have those 2. I may pick them up depending on what I see in here. I've already seen somebody go ahead and unbox them, but I want to look, and I was not planning on getting these at all. These were pretty much impulse buys because when I saw that they had updated some of the rules and the maps and everything, I said, okay. Now, as I said, I already have I already have 2 copies of the Hasbro version from 10 years ago. The reason why I purchased these is all I really wanted is the maps and the rules, and that's it. And of course, now I've got a whole bunch of Axis and Allies pieces. I'll never run out. Problem is, and unfortunately, I don't have my copies of Axis and Allies in storage. I'll have to go check myself. But the problem is, I'm hoping the colors of the pieces are exactly the same. If they're not, I'm going to have to buy 2 more copies of these because when you play Axis and Allies, running out of pieces is always a given. If you only buy one copy of an Axis and Allies game, running out of pieces is going to happen. You need to purchase 2 copies, and then you'll never run out of pieces. Even though you have chips and everything, you can still run out of pieces. You won't have to worry about running out of pieces. So now the question is, are the pieces the exact same color? I'm thinking they are, but unfortunately I don't have the original. I didn't get the ones from storage to double check. So I'll find out when I bring these to storage, probably over the weekend. Well, let's take a look at it. Let's start with Europe. We'll open it up and take a look. This is a short stream. Dolphins play tonight, so I'm not playing anything tonight. No streaming. And of course I've already mentioned, I said my original Facebook account has been restored. So for those of you that will want to go back to the original Facebook account, you can. I will keep my new one available just in case the schmucks try to shut me off again. We're only 2 weeks away from the inside pitch demo game for 1972. And I'll be honest with you, although I've been having fun with Stratomatic, I think I may just be done with it. I haven't decided yet. I may play 1 or 2 more games of it, but I played Stratomatic, and then I watched David Baseball Demos play his inside pitch, and I said, I'm sorry, Stratomatic just doesn't beat inside pitch when it comes to fun. It just doesn't. All right, let's have a look at Europe here. Let's see. So brand new rule book. But that's Renegade Games actually has some very nice stuff though. They got the G.I. Joe deck building game, the G.I. Joe role playing game. ID Jesters played some of this stuff. I think he liked it. So, Marvel Crisis Protocol be next. No, I'm not interested in Marvel Crisis Protocol, Philip Reynolds. Not interested at all. I will stick with Marvel Champions, and that is it. I will not be playing. I am not going to be playing Marvel Crisis Protocol. I am not interested. Marvel Champions will probably be the only Marvel game I'll play. All right, so yeah, same book. The funny thing is they changed the graphics on the board, but they didn't change the graphics in the rule book, though. See, here's the new graphics on the board. See the new font? A different font on the board. But here they didn't change the graphics in the rule book. So even though these are the old graphics and these are the new font, and that's the old font. So they didn't change that in the rule book. Okay, that's interesting, but that's all right. That's all right. You got 7 sets of SOM cards last week, and you're getting Draft Duel from Play Tomorrow. I would love to. Draft Duel looks like fun, but I'm not much into that system. Although Draft Duel looks like fun. So it's pretty much the same rule book. No difference. No difference in the rule book. It's the same. It's pretty much the same thing. No notes though. You can't put any notes, but I don't care. I don't write them. I don't write in my books anyway. Okay. Casualty zones. Same stuff here. Research development chart. Same thing. No change. They did show the black border on these. I don't know why they did that. I don't know why you would want to put a black border. I would think you'd want borders on both sides, but that's okay. Remember, as I said, I already have 2 copies of each game. So this now, Axis and Allies Europe 1940 now becomes my 3rd copy. But I really got it for the maps and the and the new update. That's it. Pretty much the same thing there. There's the map board. All right, very nice. Now they wrote impassable on some of these things. Everything now is circled. Everything now is circled. They put the capitals now in the correct section on the map. So they did fix the maps. They did fix the maps. That I can see they did do. They did fix the maps. They did fix them. They did fix the charts in the. They did fix the charts in here. I see. All the extra dice I could ask for. Lots of chips. Yeah, brown was the color of Italy. That looks the same. For me, you'll play draft duel casually, watching TV or whatever, because you'll try to get friends to play because there won't be anything else. Yeah, it's true, right? Right, Matt? Let's see. United States and France. Yeah, these look like the same color. So that means now I'm going to have so much extra pieces, which is fine. That's okay. The one thing when you play Axis and Allies, you can never have enough pieces. Can never have enough miniatures. Can never have enough. Soviet Union, they never give you enough tanks. They never give you, for Soviet Union, they never give you enough tanks and infantry and all that stuff. Well, now that I got 3 copies of the game, I got all that I need, more than what I need. United Kingdom. Yeah, that looks tan. That looks right. I said I won't know until I check them out. And there's Germany. In Germany, they still considered black. I don't know why they did Germany black. The one thing I liked about the Axis and Allies revised edition that came out, that was Avalon Hill. That was before they went to the new anniversary type or whatever. Germany was gray. I don't know why they still do them black, but that's I guess that's fine. I mean, no big deal. All right, so that looks fine. So now I'm going to have more pieces and everything to know what to do with. We'll look at the rule books a little later. Good bathroom reading. And for those of you who never played Axis and Allies before, there have been many war games that I played in my past, as a kid and stuff like that. Axis and Allies is one of the first I ever played, and I did play the original. And 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, Phil. Actually, I'll probably start with about 8:15, 8:30. This is probably one of the first games I've ever played as terms of war games. The original Game Master edition from Milton Bradley, I think, came out in 1981, 82. I'm not exactly sure when that one came out. But when I got that game, I fell in love with it. I would never stop playing it. Because I was always a World War II buff, even when I was younger. All right, so that's Europe. Now let's open up Pacific. You've heard of it, never play it. It really is easy to play. Yeah, the Game Master series. Fortress America, loved it. Conquest of the Empire, loved it. Shogun, loved it. And there's one more Game Master, which is really hard to find in good condition, Big Clue. One more big Game Master, which I fell in love. Okay? Yes, you can combine them into a single board. It's designed to be done that way. Big Clue. Can you remember the last other Game Master one that they did? Yes, that is Broadsides and Boarding Parties. That was so much fun. The problem was it got old very quickly. If the problem with that game, if you sank the ship before you combined and everything like that, it was not fun really to play. You never wanted to sink the ship. You wanted to board it. Broadsides and boarding parties. Loved it until it just became the same game over and over again. Now remember, this is the Renegade Game Studios version. It's this one here, not Hasbro or Avalon Hill. They just released these this year. These are brand new. These are brand new. And if you get the 1940, you want to get both because you can play both as a global game. There is these guys also went ahead and released a larger map to a play mat, which is about 20% larger than the maps that come with the game. I've not ordered that yet. I probably will. And you can play that. You can play that, all right. You can use that map, that the play mat. If you just want to play one side, you can do it. Just block it off. Right, so here's Pacific 1940. Same rules, no difference. Again, different font on the map, but they did not fix the the graphics in the book, but that's okay. That's okay. In the casualty zone. The one thing I do like about this one, though, they have these, okay, with their numbers stuff on it, but the older version only had, you had a 10 and you had a 3. Now they're both sides, which I think is cool. You don't read rule books on the can. You watch you watch RGM Network on the bathroom. Well, hey, look, you know what? At least you're doing something there. All right, so there's the ones for that. Remember, ID Jesters played some of their stuff too. Transformers, the G.I. Joe. Let's have a look at the Pacific board. Now, they finally put Honolulu over here. They did fix a couple of things. They have Honolulu here. The original, the Avalon Hills version has Honolulu over here. Honolulu's on this island, not that one. They did fix a few things on the map, I can see. Shanghai and Hong Kong now listed as capital cities and all of that. Very nice. Like I said, I really just got these for the maps. If the pieces match the same color that I have in storage, which I think they probably will, I don't need to get another copy of each one of these, but I think they do. I still may get a copy of 1941 and 1942. 1941 can be very, very fast. Axis and Allies 1941 is an introductory version to Axis and Allies. You can play that game in probably about an hour. That game goes very fast. So here's the Anzacs. They're gray pieces. All right. Any interest in 1914? Nope. I am not a World War I fan. Although the game looks beautiful about 1914, but nope, have no interest in World War I. Never did. More chips. These are the Chinese guys. More dice. You can never have enough dice. When you play Axis and Allies, you got to have as much dice as possible. And there are Axis and Allies tournaments too, which I would love to play. I would love to be in an Axis and Allies tournament. Britain. British pieces look okay. They did fix the United States setups on the charts, I can tell. The United States looks green. That looks fine. They look good. One game you tried was War at Sea. I used to play that a long time, too. As much as I like War at Sea, Victory in the Pacific, I thought from Avalon Hill was better. I love Victory in the Pacific. Japan. Japan looks same color. The thing about the Japanese, they never gave the Japanese enough mechanized infantry. I actually had to order some extras by that time. That's why I said, you know what, I'll just get 2 copies and have all the pieces I need. Should never run out of pieces. I should always have plenty. All right, so that looks good. All right. So that's it. That's it. I'll have to take a look at storage and see if they match, but I'm pretty sure they will. I don't think I'll have to get another copy of these. These are cheap too. They weren't that expensive. They weren't that expensive. They actually were pretty good. So yeah, but no. I have no interest in. I have no interest in 19. In I have no interest in. I have no interest in 19 in 19 in 1914. I have no interest in it. No, the cheaper than that, Philip. Amazon, these editions. One was like 50. The other one was like 60. That's not bad. That's not bad. And you get it from Amazon. They're a lot cheaper. Unless you try to buy it from Renegade, they were asking 100 each from Renegade. I was almost ready to pull the trigger and went to Amazon first and said, "Oh yeah, no, at this price I'll grab them." And now I just want to know if I want to get 1941 and 1942 second edition. 1941 I could probably stream. I don't know how big the board is. Still pretty big though. I don't think I could stream it on this desk, but the board is still pretty big for the 1941 game. But that game wouldn't take long to play solitaire. That wouldn't take long to play solitaire. 1941 shouldn't take about an hour or so. 1941 is what I call the introductory game of Axis and Allies. 1942 is the standard game of Axis. It's the standard game. And then you have, and you can, of course, start 1942. I think there's a 1941 setup as well in that. I think there's a 1941 setup in the 1942 game. I'm not sure. And that's the standard Axis and Allies game. That's standard. Europe and Pacific, these are the advanced games. They have all extra pieces and such. So these are the advanced games, and you can combine them into play global, one big World War II game. So yes, you can play these advanced. These are the advanced games, and of course, if you combine them into global, and that's the super advanced. That's the granddaddy of them all. I did have the Axis and Allies Anniversary Edition at one point, but I sold it. Got a good amount of money for it though. It's not available anymore, but I wouldn't want that because these two games combined completely blow away the Anniversary Edition. Completely blow it away. So I just thought I'd do a quick unboxing here for these two, for Axis and Allies, for everyone. You still have your Anniversary Edition sealed. You can get good money for that. The Anniversary Edition is still a hot seller on eBay. You can get good money for it, especially if it's sealed. But you can't only get about the wrapping for that reason. I know, but I had a copy of the Anniversary Edition, and I did play it at one point. I played it solitaire. It was very good. I was very pleased with how it played. Axis and Allies really pretty might be the easiest global World War II game you could play. It really is. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. It really isn't. And if you want to introduce anybody to it, you would probably introduce them to 1941 first. So you get that game first, play 1941. It won't take long to play. 1941 is, as I said, 1941 is the introductory, is the introduction. 1942 is the standard, and these ones here are the advanced versions. And although they start at 1940, there are people that have created 1941. 1939, 1942 setups for this as well. All you gotta do is just put the markers down if you want to start it a certain way. I figured I understand why Axis and Allies can start here in 1940. It makes sense because if you start in 1939, you already know what happens. You already know what happens. So in 1941, the 1941 version starts with the invasion of Operation Barbarossa. In 1942, that version starts with pretty much Case Blue, and Case Blue, the attack in the lower Ukraine and the Pacific, like the Coral Sea battle, pretty much where it starts there. 1940. This starts before France is invaded, so this actually kind of starts in spring of 1940. And same thing with 1940 in Pacific. United States is not at war yet with Japan in Pacific 1940, but can get there pretty quickly. So I always tell people if you want to maybe introduce somebody to a game of Axis and Allies, make sure you have a copy of 1941 and let them try it out. It does not take long to play. 1941, I played it. I don't have a copy of it, but a friend of mine did, and we got through that game in about an hour. It really didn't take much. It really didn't take that long. Hell, a lot easier playing Advanced Third Reich. Oh, hell yeah. I also I also have Axis Empires, which I just picked up, from Decision Games. Okay. That's actually easier than A World at War from GMT. A World at War, that rule book is like this thick. I mean, come on. Yeah, I understand all the rules, but come on. You got to get the game to play. I mean, there are so many games that are so monster. There was one game that came out by Fresno Gaming called The Eagle and the Sun. Has anybody ever heard of that war game before? The Eagle and the Sun. Absolutely gorgeous pieces, beautiful maps, all in a bag. If you check Board Game Geek, you'll see what I'm talking about. The Eagle and the Sun, done by Fresno Gaming back in the 80s. It was their answer to War in the Pacific from Decision Games. Beautiful counters, beautiful everything. The game was absolutely broken. It was unplayable. Absolutely broken. You could not play the game. Not possible. Which was a shame. Beautiful counters, beautiful maps, unplayable rules. Whoever wrote those rules was drunk. But Axis and Allies, though, is very playable. This is the you remember a book on the war in the Pacific by that title? Yeah. There's a name. There's a book called Eagle and the Sun. Yes. The thing about Axis and Allies, also, this version here clears all the errata. So all the errata has been taken care of. So all the errata is in the rule book. So they did make some of the changes in the rule books to clear up the errata. So, and as far as I know, no new errata has been released yet, even though these games have only been out for a few months. So if anybody wants to check these out, go to Renegade Game Studios. Take a look what they have available. Don't get it from there, though. Get it from Amazon because they're cheap. They're cheaper there. I think a copy of 1941 Renegade, I think, is like $20, $25, $30. It's not that expensive for a copy of 1941. 1942, just a little bit more, and then you play these. And I'll be honest with you, the one thing about playing these versions, the Europe and the Pacific, once you play these two, you really are not going to want to go back to 1941 or 1942 unless you just really want a very quick game. You're not going to want to go back to those. You really aren't. Once you play these versions, it's very difficult to go backwards because these are the best ones. This is how Axis and Allies was meant to be played. And of course, you got Historical Board Gaming Society, which has all these other maps you can play with them, these maps of World War II and all that stuff. I've seen that, and I went, that's a little bit too much. I think Axis and Allies is perfect for when it comes to playing a good game of war. And if I play the solitaire, if I play like one complete turn for everybody on one day, I could probably get it through a game in a week. Take my time with it, So I just thought I'd do a quick unboxing for Axis and Allies for these two. For those of you who didn't know that these new editions were available from Renegade Gaming Studios. So for those of you who know Axis and Allies, you may want to maybe think about getting a copy. If you've never played Axis and Allies before, get a copy of 1941 first. It's very quick. It plays very fast. It's a very easy game to set up. It won't take long. Take you about 10 minutes, 5 minutes to set up, and try that game out if you like it. Then go to 1942 second edition, which is the standard Axis and Allies game. And if you really like that game, but you want more, you can't get much more than these. They are going to release some more battle scenario games too for Axis and Allies. Remember, Avalon Hill did release Axis and Allies D-Day, Battle of the Bulge, and Guadalcanal. I believe Renegade Game Studio says they want to reprint those three, but they also want to go ahead and they're going to make a new one, which was voted on by people, and that was going to be North Africa. So they're going to do a North Africa scenario, Axis and Allies game just for North Africa. They're working on that one now. Probably could be released sometime next year, they think. All right. I'm hoping they re-release D-Day, Battle of the Bulge, and Guadalcanal. I do not have those, and I don't know if I want to pick up the Avalon Hill versions because if Renegade Game Studio is going to release them, there's no need for me to pick up the older ones. Well, that's it, guys. That's it for me here. I just want to do these real quick. Thank you all for joining me. The Dolphins are about to start playing the Titans, so there's not going to be any more streaming for me tonight. Maybe I'll do another Stratomatic game tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. I still want more Marvel Champions to do. But I'll be honest with you guys. Stratomatic is a lot of fun. It is. It's fun. But to me, I'm rolling Strat. And I was watching Dave at Baseball Demos playing his 1993 and 1975 postseasons, which he says he will complete before I start the 1972 season. So I told him, I'm sorry. Strat is fun, but it does not beat the excitement of Inside Pitch. It just doesn't. And Inside Pitch flows better on streams better than Strat does anyway. It just does. So I'm already. It's 2 weeks of the demo game, 3 weeks to opening day, and my mouth is already watering for some Inside Pitch. So don't forget. So 2 weeks, it'll be Christmas Eve because I am working the week December 23rd. So for those of you who don't know about your Inside Pitch, Christmas Eve at noon, okay, will be the Inside Pitch 1972 demo game, the Cincinnati Reds against the Oakland Athletics. Okay, so that'll be, Cincinnati Reds and Oakland Athletics. That is the demo game. That'll be at noon on Christmas Eve. And then New Year's Day, we're getting closer to another Inside Pitch season. 1972 opening day, the Philadelphia Phillies against the Chicago Cubs. Lefty against Fergie. I don't think I could have chosen a better pitching matchup to open up 1972 with Lefty and Fergie. I don't think any of you guys will have a problem with that pitching matchup. Anyway, got to get ready for the Dolphins. So, guys, great to have you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Please leave a like on your way out of the, I'll say movie theater. Subscribe if you're not done so, and make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, guys. Thanks for joining me, brothers.